Okay, so 365, this day, the movie, the sequel to 365, along with the first movie, I believe is one of the most romantic, beautiful films in American television. And listen, I have thought back and forth whether or not I was gonna post this video, this reaction slash review, this thought process, this rant about how much I love this movie because as I was going through to see what type of content was on the internet already reviewing it, so many people are hating this movie. But this isn't the first time that I really, really loved something that found it beautiful and found it artistic, and the world thought it was trash. This has happened many times with many songs and pop artists that I love, other movies, such as cult classic films like Showgirls. I have a special taste. I don't know how to explain it, but I really think this movie, this film is so beautiful. It's so iconic. I'm a fan of the first one so much, and I was waiting for this sequel. And so many people, when they did their reviews and their like summaries of this film, some of the things they said was that there wasn't enough plot points. It was too much like a music video. There were too much graphic scenes or whatnot. And, then maybe the film was not for you, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad film or it's a grade F. People were giving it a grade F because there was too much musical, physical scenes and not enough storyline. But here's the thing, if you have a movie and you want to tell your movie, your film, your story through physical contact, through music, through camera angles, you can do that. You don't have to necessarily create a movie and tell a story in the same format that movies have been done in the past 80 years. That would be silly. Like, why not try something different? This movie gives me that. This gives me a different take on a love story. This gives me a different view on a strong physical love story through a different source. It's not your normal story. It's not your everyday couple. And that's what makes it so exciting. It's a movie. It's supposed to be different. It's supposed to be special. It's supposed to be somewhat like real life, but able to relate to, but also in a fantasy realm. And I feel like this gives you all of that. This gives you all of those sides. And I will have some spoilers in here, so if you haven't seen it, go ahead and make sure you don't listen then. But I think as far as the story, it was amazing. I was really shocked about the brother plot line. I was really shocked about like how they went through all of that, and they just went through all the feelings of a relationship. Like when she found out that she thought that he cheated, that was so much her being broken. And I think that people like didn't really like, if you thought it was too much, then I don't know if you've ever been in love, because I feel like the way that they had their physical scenes, like that's what I expect true love to look like slash feel like that was it for me. And then when he messed up and she hit the road, that's real. Like, this was not no open relationship. This was not no sloppy, like, boyfriend, girlfriend. They were married. They were in love. They were a husband and wife. If they want to have a whole 30-minute physical scene on the screen, they can do that. And I'm going to sit there and watch it because I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful reflection of their love and how this director, this writer of this movie wanted to portray a story. He could have set them up in various different scenes and had them have dialogue with each other and with other people. And then through that, we could have got to know these characters. But I honestly, through their facial expressions, through those physical scenes, through those music video montages, I got to know my favorite characters. I got to know this film. I fell in love with these films. I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with them together. So for the people who didn't really understand where the storyline was, or didn't really understand why there weren't words, a lot of words or lines or this and that, maybe try to interpret the movie through what's given to you. Instead of just rolling your eyes at all of those scenes saying this is too much, why not look deeply into the scene and look at the way they feel, look at the way they're making each other feel. This is true, authentic, beautiful Die For You love. And it's something that I hold so close to my heart. I've been in it. I strive to be in it again. It's something that fuels my dreams and makes me wake up and gives me purpose. And that's what I saw in this movie between these two characters. And there was story. People really were really saying there's absolutely no story, and that's just crazy because yes, there was all these love scenes that you chose to ignore and say there's no story just because you saw a bunch of love scenes. But at the end of the day, even past the love scenes, yes, there was story. And don't get me wrong, I literally laughed because some people were right. The first 20-30 minutes there really was no story. There was just those scenes, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like I'm saying, within those scenes there's story in these characters' eyes, there's story in their expressions, there's story even in the music that's playing with these scenes. So it just wasn't your regular story. It wasn't given to you the way movies have been giving you your story the past couple of decades. This is different. It's a different interpretation of what a film is, and I appreciate that, and I love that so much. So I just wanted to come on and give my 2 cents about this movie because it's so hard to have an unpopular opinion, but with this channel, with my life, I'm trying to not, just because I have an opinion or an idea about something that I realize no one else really has, why keep it to myself? I deserve to come on here, spill my opinion. If you guys want to drop a bunch of comments and say how much you hated it and how much of a bad movie it is, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm welcome to sit here on my channel and let you know how much I loved it and how much it inspired me for true love and physical love and how much I loved those scenes and loved the storyline, and I interpreted and absorbed different things from it, maybe because of my past, maybe because of who I am as a person. And it was just almost sad to me, honestly, as I was going through and seeing other people's reactions, like how many people were bashing the film and saying that there was no story, there was no life, there was no lines. Like, did you watch it, or did you just, as soon as it got physical on the screen, did you roll your eyes and start laughing just because you've never been in anything that passionate before? That's what it seemed like. It seemed like people were like hating on the fact that this movie was so beautiful, so wonderfully created for a different type of person, and because they weren't that type of person, they just immediately like put hate on it. And I didn't understand that. So I just wanted to come defend the community of this movie, of whoever loves it as much as me. I hope you enjoyed it. And guess what? Whether the world likes it or not, we're getting a third one because they're already filming the third movie. They got a whole contract with Netflix because the first one did so well. So this is one of those like cult classic things where people are gonna hate it and they're gonna talk their crap about it. But the people who love it will hold it dear to their hearts. We know why we love it. We know why it inspires us. We know why we look up to it. And that's that. Let the world be divided and speak your piece on whichever side you're on, and keep it cute. I love you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell, because I don't have a post schedule. I only post when I feel cute. So if you want to be here when I post a video, make sure you please hit that bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.